Hello, grade 4. So today in reading, we're going to read a couple of paragraphs and then we're going to complete a Venn diagram about the information in those paragraphs. We are on page 50 in the literature anthology book, and I'm going to read to you. We have a little bit cut off here, but I think I can make do. I'm going to read to you the two paragraphs at the top of the page, and then we're going to take the information from it and put it in a Venn diagram. Okay, there are two things that are being compared and contrasted in our paragraph. We're going to pull that information out and put it in the diagram together, okay? All right, so you need two things in front of you. You need page 50, literature anthology, and you need your turn practice workbook open to page 22. All right, you can pause the video, get your book, get your workbook, and be ready to continue. All right, let's begin by reading. Dr. Inez Cifuentes is a seismologist, someone who studies earthquakes. She likes to compare the movement of Earth's plates to boiling milk. When you boil milk, she says, you get that little surface layer of cream on top that moves and dances around. That's what's going on in the Earth, except the Earth's crust is much harder than the layer of cream. As the mantle boils, it pushes and pulls the plates above it. It's at the edges of these plates, Dr. Cifuentes explains, where we have most earthquakes. So in our paragraph here, we are comparing boiling milk to the Earth's crust. Okay, let's take a look at the diagram together. All right, here we go, sorry. All right, so we're talking about boiling milk and we're talking about the Earth's crust. Let me go down like this so we can go back and forth. So it says here that you get a layer of cream on top when you boil milk, okay? And it also says here that when the mantle boils, it pushes and pulls the plates above it, all right? And it also says that the Earth's crust is harder than the layer of cream. So we have the Earth's crust above the mantle, and we have boiling milk with the layer of cream on top. Okay, that's how they're different. The milk has a layer of cream, and the mantle, it has the Earth's crust on top. So we're going to add what is different in our diagram. The boiling milk, we have a layer of cream on top of milk, and the Earth's crust, we have Earth's hard crust on top of upper mantle. This is the difference, okay? What's the same about the Earth's crust and the boiling milk? Let's go look. What's the same? It says that the layer of cream on top moves and dances around. She also says that's what's going on in the Earth, okay? So they're both moving and dancing around when they are heated from underneath, all right? Let's go back to our chart, our diagram, sorry. And this is our diagram. In the center, we write heat in bottom layer causes top layer to move. Remember, we said it moved and danced. So this is the information from our paragraph. We're talking about boiling milk and we're talking about the Earth's crust. This is what's different and this is what's the same. Let's do another paragraph. All right, planning for earthquakes. This is on page 56 in your literature anthology. Okay, the diagram that I just showed you, let's go back. This diagram you'll find on page 22 in the Your Turn practice book. You can fill that out. Underneath, I want you to draw a second diagram. Okay, there's one in your book. I want you to draw another one under this one. So there'll be two on the page, okay? Because we're going to do another one. Page 56 in the literature anthology, we find the paragraphs are discussing how to plan for earthquakes and also how to plan for tsunamis, okay? All right, let's read. Even though we can't predict earthquakes, we can prepare for them. Many seismologists help make information available to people so they can plan for and respond to earthquakes. This is especially important near coastal areas. Once the shaking goes on for more than 30 seconds, Dr. Cifuentes says it's pretty simple. You'll have to run away from the ocean and run uphill. Okay? You have maybe 15 or 20 minutes to reach higher ground. This is how we run away from the water during a tsunami. We run to reach higher ground, okay? How cities are built also affects how many people survive an earthquake. Cities in many countries have special building laws. Buildings must be strong and flexible. That way, they won't collapse during an earthquake. In some countries, however, buildings are often poorly built. In the 2010 Haiti earthquake, for example, killed between 46,000 and 316,000 people. Unlike the earthquake in Japan, many of these people were killed by collapsing buildings and falling debris. However, earthquakes don't just destroy, they also create. All right, so we're talking about being prepared. It tells us that we should run to higher ground when there is a tsunami coming, when there's water coming towards you, and you have about reach higher ground. So this is for a tsunami. For an earthquake, we need strong buildings that don't collapse, and we need to stay away from, we read this before, falling debris, and we should also stay away from glass. Okay, we talked about that as well in class. So let's add this to our second Venn diagram. We're talking about tsunami and earthquake. And the tsunami, we should run to higher ground because we're trying to stay away from rising water. And the earthquake, we should build flexible, strong buildings, follow certain rules, such as avoid standing below glass or anything that could fall. Okay, this is the information that we talked about how to avoid damage and destruction during an earthquake. And this is what we've said you should do to be prepared and avoid problems during a tsunami. So this is related to the tsunami. We run from the water rising. The earthquake, we try to build buildings that will not collapse during the earthquake. What's alike is that we can be prepared and we can stay safe for both by doing things before the storms hit. Okay? All right. There will be Venn diagrams on your quiz on Sunday, your reading quiz. I'll have the diagram and the information. You'll just have to tell me where it goes in the chart, okay? All right, much simpler than what we're doing now. I won't make you pull it out. I will have already pulled out the information. You just have to put it in the right place. Remember, on the outside, we talk about things that are different. On the inside, we talk about things that are alike, okay? All right, let's move on to grammar today. Today we talked about common and proper nouns, okay? Common and proper nouns. A common noun is a noun that names any person, place, or thing, like sister, car, or year. Okay, sister is common. Many people are sisters. Car is common. There are many cars. Year, of course, we call every year a year. These are common nouns that are shared by any person, any place, or anything that they relate to. A proper noun names a particular, a special person, place, or thing. Once we give something a name, it becomes a proper noun. Like Molly. Molly's a girl. That's a common noun. Molly might be a sister. That's a common noun. But once we call her Molly and she has the name, then she is a proper noun. Okay? Dream park. Dream park is an amusement park. An amusement park is a common noun. There's Disneyland, there's Six Flags, there's Dream Park, okay? There's Disney Paris. There are many different amusement parks. But once we name the park, like Dream Park, it becomes a proper noun. Okay, proper noun names a particular. We're no longer talking about any amusement park. We're talking about Dream Park. Month. Month is a common noun. We could be talking about any one of the 12 months of the calendar. But once we name that particular month, November, it's a special month, and it's one in particular we're talking about, it becomes a proper noun. Notice that all of the proper nouns start with capital letters, okay? And if the proper noun is more than one word, all of the important words start with a capital letter. All right, so common, sister, car, year, teacher, book, pencil, fan, wall, door, window. All of these are common nouns. Okay, I have a window in my house. You have a window in your house. This is a noun that is common. Proper noun is when we give a name to something. Sorry, drop the phone. Okay, so common and proper. Remember, proper nouns begin with capital letters. All right, today in class, we completed page 22 in our language arts practice book. I want you to open your language arts practice book and try to complete page 22. Okay, it's quite simple. At the top of the page, you're going to write the common noun that could be used to take the place of the proper noun. And at the bottom, you're going to choose the proper noun that completes the sentence, okay? Pause the video now to complete page 22. And when you come back, we'll go over the answers together, okay? All right, let's take a look at page 22 together. At the top of the page, we have proper nouns that are written from 1 to 10. We're going to give the common noun that could take the place of the proper noun. So Friday, we know, is a day. So the common noun day could take the place of Friday. April, we know, is a month. Month is a common noun for April. Chicago is a city. Okay, take the place of Chicago. Earth is a planet, common noun. Europe is a place, common noun. Some of the students today wrote continent, also a common noun. Eleanor Roosevelt is a woman, common noun. President's Day is a holiday, common noun. Mount Everest is a mountain, common noun. Pacific Ocean, it says sea or ocean, but an ocean is an ocean. So we're going to go with the answer here, ocean, okay? And here it says Broadway Avenue. Avenue is a street. You could write street, you could write avenue with a lowercase a, because an avenue, when it's written with lowercase a, is a common noun, okay? All right, let's take a look at some more. Here we have, many citizens came to blank from foreign countries. America or countries. Countries is a common noun, not a proper noun, even though they wrote it with a capital letter. America is the proper noun here. The directions here say, write the letter of the proper noun that completes the sentence. Countries would not be a proper noun. It would be a common noun, so it should be lowercase. Some of the earliest settlers came to this country on a ship called the Mayflower. Mayflower is the name of a ship. Boat is a common noun. It shouldn't be capital. These people, called Puritans, were seeking their religious freedom. Persons is a common noun. It should not be capital. They're trying to trick us by using these capital letters. Also known as the Pilgrims, they are remembered each Thanksgiving holiday, okay? Immigrants is not a proper noun, should not be capital. Many people left blank because of new opportunities in America. Many people left Europe. Okay, continent is a common noun. All right. All right, we'll do more practice for this as we review for our unit and as we do weekly reviews, okay? All right, that was it for today. Have a good weekend. Don't forget your reading test is on Sunday for earthquakes. Bye-bye.